I would imagine in being able to train a dog from a puppy, yes, it would be tough, because you're going to have to let that dog go at some point, right? So you build this bond with it and you're going to have to let it go. But I would imagine that there's a lot of healing that goes on in between that, between you and the animal.
Very lot. I got the dog, after I helped the sick and terminally ill at the prison I was at, the warden head of medical actually came right to my cell and said, you're doing an amazing job. These people, like one guy that just died, said, you took great care of him. The guy was on his deathbed, and he asked the warden and medical director to come see me and thank him. His family sent me cards. It was like, I took care of this guy till 4 days before he died. And, I had a brotherhood with him. He had cancer, and he thought he had a sciatica problem. He went for x-rays and MRI, and he had bone cancer everywhere. So I cooked for him. I cleaned him for him. I took him to the shower. I didn't give him showers, but I helped him there. Did everything for him. And the warden said, wherever you want to go, you've helped us with 3 or 4 people now. And then that was my, redemption and my giving back to society from a lot of the wrongs I did. I try to make it right by becoming a better person. And I said, I'd love to get home closer to my mom. At that time, she hadn't even had a stroke yet. So sure enough, when I got down to camp level, which is, minimum security, when you start out higher levels, and then when you started behaving, I moved down, and I was going all the way to camp. And I didn't even have to go look for the warden. He kept an eye on my prison record, and he sent for me at the chow hall, because I never really went to chow. And somebody came back and said, the warden wants to see you. So I got dressed and went to chow, and he said, you've been camp eligible for 2 months. You haven't even come to me. And I said, that's not my style. I appreciate it, but, I was hardcore convict still, in my mind. You don't go talk to the cops or, the warden. And then he said, where do you want to go? I said, I want to go to Fort Evans in Massachusetts near my mom. And I also researched it. They had a dog program, and I love dogs. So as you were saying, yeah, I got there. It took me a little while to get into the program. But once I got in the program, I got a dog. It was 6 weeks old, little baby, little puppy. And I raised that puppy till it was 13 months old. That was my therapy dog. Kept me sane. Dog slept right in the cell with me. Black labs. And then, there was yellow labs too, but I had two black labs, and I got blonde lab. And it was the best thing ever. It turned my life around in prison. It broke my heart when the dogs left me. But, one went to a courthouse for young kids that were testifying, that were molested or whatever. Another one went to a hospital, troubled teens. And the third one went to a guy who had PTSD. So it was an awesome, amazing experience, and I loved it.
Do you get to name the dogs?
No, they came named.
Okay. So what were their names?
I had Avalon, King, and Buttons.
And do you have a favorite, or do they all have a place?
Avalon was my baby.
Yeah. And what did you like? What would you like about Avalon?
Avalon just loved me to death. Like you could see it. No matter, I taught these dogs, you have to teach them over 50 commands.
Mm-hmm.
I taught Avalon over 60 commands. I would even point my finger at him, and he would fall down like I would shoot him. I taught him some extra commands. They kind of got mad at those, but this dog was so special, was so smart, and he was just all about me. She was just all about me. All the other dogs, they make you bond with them, and nobody can feed them.
Yeah.
Only you can take them out for the first month or two, but this dog was extra special. I loved her.